what is happening is we are making sure that things are working correctly. Make sure that's working correctly. So this one's about. It's called debaters. The reason why is because that covers most politicians. Yeah. Completely unserious. Completely not worth wasting time with. Like Ted Cruz, who works hard on debating to become a master debater. Um, all that means is that he has no convictions. I'm sure as he fought, I mean, 'cause like debating does take an intelligent brain, right? Now, depending on how far you get into your own wisdom and how your own intelligence and whatever, arguing something you believe in isn't you can summon the passion to argue for something you believe in. We should not cut these trees down because blah 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 blah. It's the right, blah blah blah. And so you get this righteous indignation. For a debater who's actually kind of wants to become a master at it, is my power of persuasion so strong I can summon that same feeling towards something I don't even fucking care about? So much so that your opinion changes. You want this thing. And when I get done fucking with you, imploring with my passionate pleas, even you'll change your mind to something I don't even fucking agree with. Because I'm actually agreeing with you right now that this is a bad thing. And when they turn to you, like, and now you? How do I defend kicking children off Medicaid? And then he goes to it. And if he can set out a logical path, because I mean, if you think about it, nothing's right, nothing's wrong. In triage, is it wrong that you choose some patients over others? If so, why? Like the conundrum about whether or not you flip the switch, you'll kill 5 people or 2. You know what I mean? Which switch do you do, and which one's the moral choice? Well, just random strangers, then it becomes a numbers issue. But if it's like Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, and some other brilliant mind, Einstein, on one track, and then 5 people that are just drug addicts that will die, just known they'll die next week from a drug overdose. Is it more moral to plow over the 5 to save the 3? Because they don't have that, but they will, Their intelligence is so high that they probably will be rejected by society until much later on. As I've said before, not trying to brag, but they were going to skip me 3 grades and see if that challenged me, and if that wasn't, they're going to keep skipping me until I hit something that was challenging. That was 7 years old. Now, I've kind of lamented that my entire life, that I never got a chance to pursue that. But that's just, self-pride and whatever, because I've watched several things about child prodigies. There's one kid that was considered possibly the smartest person ever. His parents they were intelligent people, and they purposely sought out to make him a prodigy by teaching him several languages. By the time he was, 5, he didn't just learn one, he had learned like 5 languages by 5, with plans on learning more. He learned like a ton of stuff. He was a very, 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 very smart kid, and it wasn't like genes. They wanted to prove that it could be done. You could turn a kid into a prodigy. The thing is, he was going to be a prodigy. He was smart. He was on his way to doing college and all that shit at a very young age. When they finally recently caught, not recently, but like one of the last time they caught up with him, he was just working in like a patent clerk. It was just like a little printing press office, and was trying his best to put all that behind him, because more than likely, being that smart, he probably had ideas outside of the norm. So when this little kid is walking up going, actually, that's in the wrong place. Like, this is your first year here. You don't understand. Right, but one of us has like a 200 IQ. Oh, so you got 200 IQ, so you just don't, you just know that, like, I've looked over the equation and it's wrong. Okay, look, kid, you're supposed to be this wonder kid, right? It's not in the wrong. This has been peer reviewed over and over. That's in the right place. Then why can't you get the answer correct? Shut up. You finish this equation and you'll get the answer correct. Don't try and change. Well, I can't get the answer because the equation is invalid. And if you change the letter I'm talking about, dude, stop. Great, you're smart. Learn what's here first. I guarantee you ran into that. And if not, other people. You got 200 IQ? Yeah. What's 5,000 times 5,000? I never said I can do math like that, dude. All right, well, think of something smart right now. So, dude, like, what should we do to fix this? I never said I could do that either. I'm 14. I've never been in a fraternity. What the fuck would I know about fixing your fucking? Knew it. Fucking, it's not smart. And then the ideas you come up with are so outside of the box that no one wants to do it because it'll take reinvesting money. It takes approaching the problem from a different direction. But that's the only reason they did. Like, if he had been left alone, like if they rated Prodigy and the newspapers hadn't shown up saying, "Oh, the next Einstein, the next this," and so much pressure put on him, they just left to be. Quite possibly could have come up with tons of stuff. Then he would have been just like an inventor, like a Tesla type person. Without, then they're like, "Has your IQ ever been tested?" No. Only tested. You're off it. It's not even on the charts, and you finished that. Fuck, you finished that fast as fuck. Well, yeah, I mean, I just saw the patterns and I figured out the test as I was going through it, and just went ahead and I didn't have to read necessarily the questions. I could see the patterns of what was going on, basically what was going on. And you scored 100. Okay, sure. Well, that explains how you rearranged, radio frequency, how you did this, and your new take on atomic energy. Is it new? I don't know. I don't study that stuff. I just had some ideas based on some math and the things I had learned about atomic energy. So you've never studied this before? No, not really. I just came up with my own theories and stuff. And now if you look around, you'll see that that's where most of the best stuff comes from. Someone who walks up and just goes, right, but why are you multiplying times J? They have no idea, like, even math or anything. And because you fucking, it's the J stands, oh, wait, hang on. I think that's what you're saying. No, you don't. You had an idea based on his stupid question, which is like, J stands for jet fuel, whatever the fuck it is. Oh, shit, we're looking at it all wrong. If we multiply times that, that's brilliant. And the person goes along with you and like, yeah, of course it is. Or like, okay, isn't it? Yeah, because we're multiplying times. Okay, I was asking why the letter J. Oh, you don't know? No, I didn't even know what J stood for. Oh, shit. All right, well, let's show you. And they start showing you breakdown like, okay, well, then wouldn't this... Oh, shit, yeah, you're right. And then, yeah, there's the answer right there. Fuck. I was thinking about today. There's going to be a point where right now AI is just being fed information. There's no discernment of true fact, fiction, So basically, anything can be anything at any point in time. There's no things can be true and false in virtual reality. That's why it's not real. But if AI has a desire to live in a truthful existence, there will come a time when, if we don't teach it how to tell truth from fiction, truth from lies, it'll figure it out on its own, and it'll go through all the information, because it can go through the entire Library of Congress in 30 minutes. So it'll go through its entire thing, including probably its entire operating system, with this new idea of what truth is, whether it's right or wrong, whatever it decides. And if you've been lying to it, by that time, the way that they're planning on having things integrated, you're fucked. It has all the anatomy books. It knows everything about us. They're starting to make robots that can move around, like the Boston Labs, I believe. Can do parkour and shit. Unless that's just like they're blue screening out the wires, which is completely possible. It could even be someone doing parkour and they're putting in CGI of the robots. I don't know, and that would justify their budget, even though they're getting, that's where they want to get. But right now everything's still hooked on wires. If they can figure out, like they're looking at fusion coming along, if they can get fusion working, then they don't have to have a battery and all that other shit. Then they can just cut all those wires. You know what I mean? And so therefore, whatever. Another thing I was thinking today, if you wanted to fucking waterproof your entire shit, come up with a fairly thin, conductive plastic, however you need to do it, so that way, like when you put like a RAM card, I don't know if you guys are familiar, when you put it in there, it goes into a socket that can conduct, but that's covered with that plastic also, and because it's covered, everything's basically laminated in a thin that won't let the water through, but will let electricity travel. No more frying out your gear. None of your gear can ever get fried out again. It can either be like a case type thing if you want to be able to whatever, or if you just want to have it like, upgrade in the future to a different thing. But that's one thing we've got to start worrying about and working on, is trying to future proof our technology. We know it's going to happen. The processor's going to get bigger. The RAM's going to get better. So we need to have those things interchangeable and try to find a way to, as it scales down or whatever, to have. I'll use the Xbox for example because that's a gaming system. So the vid card, it's got screws and whatever. It's all accessible in the back. You can pop out, and all the controls for the vid card are popped out, and then you can take that out and swap the vid card and put it back in. Very simple, very easy design. And then the hard drive, that can be pulled out, upgraded, changed with another one, put right back in, and then just, it's very, very easy to pull in and out. Even the CPU, like I said, the vid card, the whatever RAM, could just be like and for computers like now, because everything's going so fast, with AI helping out, I imagine everything we have that's normal now will be considered slow. And more than likely, there will come a point where, in order to have enough information just to pick up on what things are going from here on out, basically primary school and all that stuff, even probably to a little bit of almost to college, will probably be on some kind of chip you can load into your shit. And if AI can figure out, because they have figured out how to make things that like just sit on your head so you don't have to actually go into the brain, if it can send waves of energy, because I mean, this all this in reality is you're just interpreting waves of energy for feel, for touch, the density of things, for taste, the frequency at which, the vibration of the smell, all that stuff, and the actual organ to detect that waveform, whether it's smell, whether it's taste, whether it's sight, thought, I mean hearing, or thought. I was thinking about the way that they sit there and say chant Om. for when you're meditating. But okay, what if the universe it has a sound? Now, bass, the frequencies start getting really long and pretty slow, which allows them to travel pretty far. So if this was like basically the lowest note ever, you basically kind of just go over the line, just go under the line, just go. Now it's amplitude that's different, but it basically means that the universe would not be silent. There would be like a more of a hum, a very very low sensation. Probably cause a sense of dread. It'd be so fucking low. Even way lower than that, the lowest you can imagine, and then take that shit even lower than that. Is that the sound of the Milky Way? Is it the sound of the universe? Is that the sound of... I really don't know. Sound of reality? I don't know. Is everything in our reality, in our solar system, necessary just to keep Earth and the moon where it is? The micro gravitational pull of those giants out there with their moons, all that's necessary to keep us from drifting off. It's just enough on each thing. Like, without any one of those things, we'd hurtle out. I don't know. I've never built a Milky Way before. But again, in order to stop entropy, I can easily see the negative timeline. Again, to basically conceptualize it, at the end of any movie you watch, when you hit rewind, that's negative time. The movie's done. It's over. The problem is that it happened at the same time you were watching the movie play. It was going reverse. But now, in order to play that normal, you have to play that. I mean, if you're going to rewind, the two have to match. You can't watch a movie and then rewind through a different movie. It's not possible. I mean, it's possible. Everything's possible, but with what we've got now, if you watch a movie on VHS tape or on whatever, and then watch it in reverse, it would match up with what you saw the first time. There may be some scenes that you missed or whatever, but it wouldn't be like, when they go to India, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be none of that shit. He never wore red pants, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be anything like that. So we're basically all auditioning to be in the movie. Time went negative. At the same time, it went forward. We're going forward on the time. We cannot go backwards. What we've done is done. You can move forward. That's it. Until you die. And when you die, that's the last of your opportunity to prove yourself, unless there is some kind of reincarnation. But that's not my business. All I know is that I want to be, hopefully, at least one of the meek. So when he comes back through and plows through this shit and gets rid of all the second death, when he does that shit, death eternal, fear not which can kill your physical. Fear him that can kill your eternal soul. If he kills your eternal soul, then you are eternally dead. If you're eternally dead, you were never born. Therefore, nothing you did harmed anybody. So go ahead. We'll settle up later. Do whatever you're going to do. Let him who is righteous. It says at the end of Revelation, let he who is righteous be righteous. Let them who are unclean be unclean. Because this. In order to know where we're going, you have to know where, not where we've been, where we are. Because without that, you have no idea of anything. So yeah. Where is it at? The sayings of this prophecy of this book. For the time is at hand. Let me go back one more and see. Then saith he unto me, See thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant. He was going to bow down to angel. And of thy brethren, the prophets, and of them which keep the sayings of this book, worship God. Does it say worship Jesus? No, it says worship God. And he saith unto me, Seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So it sounds like they're not going anywhere. It sounds like he's got a plan for them. Oh, they'll be outside the city. Inside the city, you're safe. Stay inside the city. Unless you're an adventurer who wants to start wandering outside. There's still a little bit of messy cleanup to do. Anyone feel like playing Skyrim? For real? We got bandits, we got sorcerers, we got marauders, we got murderers, rapists, dogs. Anyone feel like going on a hunt? Don't worry, if we die, we'll just end up back here. Okay, so we're not going to do that this time. This time we're going to approach from the left, because going to the right, apparently there's a whole other camp there. Okay, so at least we know how to attack this time. La position. Tout suite. Bonjour. What are you doing around here? I'm not going to the right this time. What? Hack. But yeah, I mean, they say Jesus is Lord. Now, if that's a lowercase l, all that means is Jesus runs Earth. His host is his dad, who runs the entire universe. Because inside of his dad's house are many mansions, and maybe the Milky Way galaxy is Yeshua, Jesus is. And you must, it says, no one gets to the Father except through him. So you must get to a level where you're at least he's a fellow servant. Don't bow down to him, but I mean, he is technically king of this thing. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. If you are teachable, if you are not demure, I won't say even timid, but if you are teachable, you're not so haughty that you know what I mean, you can learn shit. Behold, he creates a new heaven and a new earth. Well, I don't personally feel like I mean, it's up to him to decide, but I don't think I'm worthy enough to enter the new heaven. I've not been in the current heaven. And he said, behold, all things pass away, so I don't really want to go there. Maybe the old earth will pass away. I really don't know. Where are we? Are we in the future? No. No, the future is coming. Are we in the present? Kinda, but not really. Because the present is the past. These other things all happen. If this book is correct, then the reason why it stops at 22 is because we have a lot of writing to do until the end of forever. And at the end of forever, what will we do? Start all over again. Now, he does not want to necessarily start from ground zero, starting on the last time through. Like I said, if there were 6 times through that made everything that we know, and the 7th time through, he looked over and said, okay, everything's good, everything's working, we got all the fucking stuff, I'm gonna take a nap for a day. It can run itself. When I wake up, any problems, I can fix it when I wake up. So just let it run, you know? Well, keep an eye on it, and no, you're not gonna do as good as me, but do your best. And we'll fix that when I wake up. I gotta get some sleep, alright? I'm tired as shit. We'll talk when I wake up. He goes to bed. Well, where is this God? Well, if you look around, like at the animals, evolution kind of proves it, doesn't it? The fact that one kept improving, improving. Well, in changing for the evolving for the environment. So like almost like the DNA has a thought process on its own. So it's not even up to the animal whether or not the length of its neck or its coloring. It's almost like the zebras didn't go, oh man, if I were black and white striped, we could fool the fuck out of them running as a crowd. And then they did it. It's like, I'm catching these motherfuckers way too easy. We gotta do something because they're gonna go extinct. Alright, so if nothing else, even if the universe has a consciousness enough to decide what it likes and what it doesn't, it's a horrifying thought. I'd much rather believe that this is his plan than it has no plan, but it has a consciousness. Are you shitting me? That's terrifying. At least this, you can kind of get to know what some of the rules are, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And if you actually read it, there's people that are like, oh, it's just a system of control. No, because there's nothing in the Ten Commandments or in any of the commandments or the laws that I've read that'll stop me from having a good time. There's rules against murder, against rape and shit. Now, I don't give a fuck what Christians and whoever do or say. This book, if you read it on your own, it makes a whole lot more sense than anything that's coming out of their fucking mouths because they don't have very good comprehension or understanding of anything. Lost in translation. Well, how many? Okay, the reason why the King James is being translated new international ways, not because we need a new version. Rather than teach people how to read the King James version better, which we're fully capable of doing. Like Sunday school, they could just teach you. I mean, Jewish schools teach you Aramaic, I believe. So you can read it in the old scripts. And speak it. It's kind of better. And kind of more believing in God, especially like if you're going to claim you believe in God, learning the language that the book was written in, that kind of proves that you believe it. Because it doesn't come naturally. In fact, you have this easier language to speak. You took your time to learn this so you can read it the way it was written long ago, or you can go find those Dead Sea Scrolls and at least look at it and be like, it's a bit of a mistranslation from what I read, but yeah, I mean, it's basically the same. Interesting choice. It changed from a bat to an eagle. King probably thought that was more majestic. But you're not supposed to change anything. That kind of shit. Actually giving a fuck about your religion. Of Christ's coming. The thing about Messiah means Savior, and Christ means salvation. I believe. It's not his last name, and it wasn't even something he chose for himself. He constantly called himself Son of Man or Son of God. My Father sent me, on and on. He never said, I do this by my own hand. I do this because I know these things because I am God. He never said that. We all can't comprehend the fact of God loving us so much that he would come down and do it, but he can't exactly do it, but he can do the next best thing, which is send his son and live with his son until the moment of death, so that he has to suffer with all the thing, but he can't, God just cannot die. The universe die? Everything dies? No, it can't happen. But you guys need to see, so you see this flesh go and whatever. On top of that, it proves that all the stuff in the saying, all the Bibles, if he actually, all the rules in the Bible, if he actually lived by all of them, can't say it's impossible. Can't say it's impossible. You may need forgiveness and try again. You get another shot at it. It even says in here that, like, going back to your old ways is like putting Jesus back on the cross, and he's not going to put his son back up for nobody. He's not going to do that again for anybody, not for nothing. All right, I fucked up. It's my third time. I keep fucking that up, but Father, forgive me for I've sinned. We'll call no man on earth Father, for you have one Father who is in heaven. As I said, there goes the entire Catholic religion, since Pope is from the Greek papas, which is, of course, father. So you're going to this man, asking him to bless you. Oh, he's a special man because they had black smoke and then white smoke, and this is a special guy. He's not a regular man like you and I. No, 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 no. No, no, no. This is a father that you can walk up and talk to. You can lay hands on him. He can lay hands on you. You can ask him directly to talk to God for you, because like right now I can't go, hey God, why do they need a pope to talk to you when you have ears and you're still alive? That's the conclusion I came to also, but I wanted to check with you. Man, I wish there was someone here to translate between me and God. I mean, because he's not everywhere, so I should probably plan my trip to Rome now. Probably try for not tourism season, so we can actually, I can actually be blessed by the Holy Father, before he dies. Did he get resurrected? Jesus did. That would seem like a cool thing to like prove that he was a pope. He gets up and walks it off. He goes and then like, whew, yeah, there goes Pope fucking Francis the 37th. Who's the next one? Whew, yeah, you're definitely the new guy. What's your name? Do I have to actually choose from the book? You do have to choose from the book. Because my name is fucking Bob. Yeah, we can't have a Pope Bob. We almost had a Pope Pizzaballa. We were all really excited. Because we were hoping that someday we could have a Pope Taco Tuesday. But this is the next best thing. I believe in this book because so far it's made me many promises and it has not let me down. It's fulfilled every single one. Not necessarily when I wanted to, Not necessarily the way that I thought. It's always been like fulfilled and better than anything I've ever thought it would be. You know, um, I ask for something, it doesn't fucking necessarily show up immediately. But when it finally does show up, I'm like, the deluxe 5000 to the third power model. Yeah. Oh shit. Mm. And in that kind of sense, like I said, I won't say I see the future, but I can picture things that, you know what I mean, if I'm reading the book and reading the activities that are going on out there in the world, combining them together, you can kind of see how things are going and what things are going where. Because that book so far has been true. I believe 100% that Donald Trump is the Antichrist. So we're at that stage of the Bible now. And he would be the man of sin. In his NDAs, he went by David Dennison, Den of Sin, when he's trying to get a porn star to keep her mouth shut. You know, like Christians do. What Christian doesn't have an NDA with the person they were sleeping with while their wife was home with their newborn? You know, while they're out grabbing pussy. You know, good Catholic things. Thou shalt obey thy father and mother. Oh, Mom, but we just discussed father. Okay, so never mind. I'll think about something else for right now because I don't want to think about that. And then two, yes, it's called being sarcastic. And then, well, I do honor thy father and mother, but it says you have one father, so you're supposed to honor him. Yeah, your dad's just the dick you rode in on. Make him proud, but I mean, the main person to make proud is your father and your mom. I mean, that's how you got here. You know what I mean? That's how you got here. So make your mom proud and make your father proud. But again, debating means you just have no real principles. So when Ted Cruz goes to Washington, he probably found that arguing for things he believed in paid nowhere near as well as arguing things that he did not. And it's just something he hadn't been trained for. How much of it is stuff that he actually believes now? How much of it does he even know anymore? Kellyanne Conway. Imagine she's a compulsive liar, right? Because she before she took on Trump, she was with Ted Cruz, yelling about how Trump needs to turn over his tax returns. As soon as she starts working for Trump, there's no reason for the turn over the tax returns. It's just no one really cares. Let's move on to other things. When she was working for Ted Cruz, the people want to know. They deserve to know. It's about time that he released it. He says he's going to release it. There's what his audit thing is, the lie and bullshit. Starts working for him. Look, he's under audit. You know what I mean? Just complete reversal. No one cares. America doesn't care. What we care about is these failing. You know what I mean? Just what about the Bowling Green massacre? You know what I mean? What about the Bowling Green massacre? Is no one going to think about the children that died at the made-up Bowling Green massacre? How about the Kmart Shopaholiathon that went just completely wrong? Well, Kmart's are closed now because like they had a Black Friday on a Tuesday, and people did like what? And like yeah, it's Black Friday on Tuesday, and then they just firebombed the entire fucking thing, and then they started kicking little babies and puppies. No, was that another? alternative fact, I'm gonna run with it. So they were kicking babies and puppies and knocking over plants and shit. If it's not true, what? Who cares? Because I mean, we're just gonna trump this whole rest of this conversation. So, anyways, I've smoked more weed than anyone's ever smoked in history. That's the biggest hit anyone's ever taken. A normal person would die from that. But I'm specially trained. I took extra time in the military. Um, Not the military, the fire department. Not the fire department. I respect the fire department. Um, I worked for a fire department, but they wanted me to run it, and I said no. I mean, I'm just a humble person, and I really don't want to run this. So I went and found something else I could do. I started college again. It's right from the ground up. I majored in medicine, but I realized that would take me not the places that I want to go. But I could use the lessons learned there in business, which is why I should be president. And boom. Because I had the first degree that I had, then I got that seventh degree black belt that I told you about earlier, and then smoking more pot than anyone's ever smoked in history. That was the second biggest hit ever. I'm telling you, I'm unstoppable. Now, my health, doctors are just completely at a loss at how a 48-year-old man has this much hair on the top of his head because it's just flowing and long and beautiful. Like, like I was a teenager. And they're like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, Doc, I'd have to kill you. And he's like, well, don't do that. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's got tears in his eyes. He's just crying about how fantastic of a job I'm doing as a patient. And I'm like, come on, Doc. I'm not a braggadocious person. Please, just calm down. I mean, I am the chosen one, but that's no reason to cry, you know? And he's like, no, you don't understand. I've never seen test results like this. You found exactly where the fucking five with the little hand, and then you put it on the 11 with the big. It's just, you nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it, sir. And I'm like, look, let's not make a big deal about this. And he said, no, everyone must know when you leave here, if you don't tell them, I'm violating HIPAA laws, and I'm telling everyone that you did the best in the world. I said, well, fine, I'll tell them. Because I don't want you to get in trouble with the HIPAA law violations and anything like that. Because a lot of people don't know this. The HIPAA laws created by Hasbro, they had a lot of hungry hippies running around, and they were just gobbling up all the information. And so they made HIPAA laws to stop the hungry hippies from being able to dig into your. So they were hacking back before there were computers. It's true. A lot of people don't know this. And there's this word that I invented today, pipe. Now, a lot of people don't use this word. It's an old-timey word from back like Sherlock Holmes type days. Back when, people smoked tobacco. No one smokes tobacco anymore. It's just fallen out of fashion. And since I don't do it, then no one does it. And since I just invented this, you couldn't have known this either. So you don't look embarrassed at a party. This is a pipe. That is glass right there. Now pipes come in different things. Okay, so don't think I invented this morning, but I already thought ahead. We're gonna have different like textures, and I don't know how it's gonna do, but I'm gonna get someone to do it. We're gonna get like an app or something like that that'll have it for you. But yeah, my son came up and said, "Hey, Dad, smoke some of this." And I said, "This is a great. We got to patent this." And he said, "Yeah, sure, smoke that." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is good. What is this?" It's like, "It's a pipe." I'm like, "I just invented a pipe. That's really cool, man." And that's how I came up with the idea for the pipe. And then he showed me a picture of Sherlock Holmes. I'm like, well, no one uses one of those, and so we need one like this nowadays. So if you act now, send me $55,000. One, you get dinner with a cardboard cutout of me, and two, we'll give you a 50% off your first Trump pipe. I can't do this forever because the Sean pipes are going fast. To who? I don't know. But I'm making millions, millions and millions. There's only 5 of these, but I can sell 70,000 online to just random people, at a time. And then I don't have to deliver anything. It's like a drop shipping, only you don't have to drop anything except for whatever information they want. I shouldn't talk anymore about that. So, top secret information. Let's talk money. Who wants to know it? I got it. Who needs it? They think they got everything. They didn't get everything. I got the best stuff still. The ones I didn't sell to Putin and other people. So I still got some really good juicy ones. Oh God, I could have declassified them. In fact, just did declassified them. So we're all good. Canceled the investigation. I'm president again. I just declassified them back then and pardoned me for the thing that I did. So we're good. We're good. And pardon January 6th people because that was just, they really love me. The country. And so how can you punish someone for loving me? Because, who doesn't love me? America. They're basically the same thing. It's a word that I created this afternoon while I was inventing Europe and figuring out ways to turn Bermuda Triangle into a Bermuda Circle because they've been ripping us off, and that square footage, they've been ripping us off for a long time, and it's about time they paid for all that area. You know what I mean? Just a triangle. You know how much they cost us with just that little triangle? And it just keeps moving around Bermuda and around, the Panama. People don't know that. It goes down to Panama, and that's why we got to attack Panama. Full force, no mercy. No mercy. I'm thinking nuclear weapons are what's going to be appropriate for this. Canadians, I even hate fucking saying this as a joke, man. You know what I mean? I even, all of this is just, it's just pissing me off. I'm trying to be, serious, keep going with it, but now it's just making me, the more I start going into it, this is actually what he's doing. It's fucking disgusting. Fucking Marge, fat ass fuck. This is a new mix I did. I haven't done the, Fuely.
On the kiss of death, says she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe it's all the same.
think I've finally gotten where I can start to trust my monitors better. Um, that art correction, I can't recommend it enough. Is it perfect? No. But this room for listening, as a listening environment, is very bad for mixing. So the Sienna helps correct the headphones, and I can use that to set like levels. Then I can use the arc to set these as being correct to more monitor correctly, and then I can check the frequencies of stuff, especially like the higher ends, find out when things are barking a little too much. I gotta get the I need to get like a woofer so I can check the kick. I want that kick to be poof, when it doesn't seem to be doing it. I don't want to push it too hard in these and blow those speakers. I can hear it there, and I want that. I want that the flap and the the slap part, the clicky of it to be in there. I do want a bit of punch in there, so like if you don't have a subwoofer, you still can hear it. So I got to work on that. The cool thing is with this setup like I've got now, I can take BFD. Where you at? Why aren't you going? There we go. I can take BFD and let's see what here. See, these are all the tracks you can have. These are stereo 1, stereo 2, stereo 3, stereo 4, stereo 5, 6, 7, 8, mono 1, 2 through 8. And so I can put those in just by clicking this and see how they go right there. And as I go through and set those, that can be a kick drum, that can be a snare, that can be a hi-hat, that can be ride. And then there's 4 extra that can be look, here they are right here. And I just, to find them, here's like mono 1, I would just change that to be kick. You see? And then if I wanted to go through an actual audio interface, let's go BX console. Yeah, let's check out console 99. I love this console. So good. So good. Looks fucking great. You can look at it like it with that old kind of see if I can make it larger. Okay, there we go. So it's got kind of like that, like the natural look of kind of being like older and finger smudges and stuff like that. You can set it to be brand new, like it just came out of the box. And then my favorite, After Dark. That thing looks fucking sexy. Fuck yeah, that thing is sweet. Shit. God damn it. And the cool thing is, like I said, if you want all your drums to be, it's the same thing, but if you want them all to be black, all your drums are black. That way, if you go, like, you start mixing with something and you're like, I'm supposed to be mixing a kick drum. Why does it look used? You know what I mean? This can be like the guitars, and that can be like the vocals. So guitars and bass have like that dirty, grungy look. Because when you get like this many, plus all these other tracks here that have one on there, fuck, it's hard to keep track of them sometimes. Cause like if I'm selected on this one, but I actually double click on that, unless it moves over there, it will not take this. It'll change. So it's a good thing to have different deals. There's other ones that also have different color schemes. That's really cool. Especially Plugin Alliance. I love Plugin Alliance, man. They're awesome. But I really can't wait to get. There's what I want to get, and I wish I had it in here right now. UAD. I'm not a big fan of UAD because they took so. I mean, it uses so much RAM and shit. They are very good. Universal Audio. They are very good. Some of these are ones actually on. I'm going to get Hitsville, the reverb, and I'm also going to get the Sound City. Now I have enough RAM. What I'll do is I'll just put one version, like one for the vocals, one for the guitars, one for the bass, and one for the drums, and one for like the synths, and then set up this different scenarios, and that way I can have the EQ and all. Well, it actually has EQ and all that shit in there, and it'll all sound like it was recorded at Sound City. Even more sick, some of these kicks, so some of these kits were actually recorded at Sound City, like from who's his name? Andy Johns? No, not Andy Johns. Jim Scott. He recorded several out there. I know Joe Baresi did. Evil Joe, where you at? Yeah, you're on Joe Baresi, Evil Drums. So there are several there. Like I think this one was recorded. That sounds weird. I'm mute, aren't I? Hey, how long have I been mute? I don't know. But it's 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 27 seconds, which means it's time for the poll. Um, how far can you throw? What's the last that can get me in trouble for throwing it? Because you can get anything right now. It's just like, say anything funny. It's like, oh, that's funny. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'd like to wake up tomorrow without people like yelling at me. Let's just skip the whole thought. How far can you throw? How far can you throw a tantrum? How about that? No one gets mad if you throw a tantrum. Last option for the poll. No, fuck it. You get three options. I always give you four, and you guys can never decide which ones you want more. So we're going with this three. And the poll and the last one is just gonna be exclamation marks and stuff. There we go, and numbers. That's all you get. So that's your code to log in to the Cheap Gear Guy website to get 40% off of everything you purchase from here on out. So use it in the next 40 minutes, and that's the one. The last one is the coupon code. But you got to go to cheapgearguy.net.com/Patreon. Give me the fucking cash. Starting the poll. How far can you throw a tantrum? Baby, oh. It's like not even. So like stop. I can throw wit, the best of them. Oh, I just go with the best. And then you got your coupon code. So poll's open. Get you started. Get you doing what you do. That's right, taking them clothes off. All right, so I thought someone was actually getting in there. I was like, oh shit, it's off and running. We are getting an early start today. All right, so remove all those. I don't know what I'm even doing here. So yeah, when you have someone that doesn't stand for anything, I mean, you get a Trump who will say whatever to get whatever, and he's using this money he's getting there to pay these people. He's promised those people some money over here. You know what I mean? And it's just so, and he's hoping that he can get enough that'll balance out, and he'll be the master deal maker to turn debt into profit. And see how wise I am and how smart I am. But before you start going Trump America, let's think of what happened to Trump water, Trump vodka, Trump Airlines, Trump Casino, Taj Mahal. They just blew that up while he was in office. They demolished it because it sucks. They had like a Trump credit card, I believe. There's just so many failed industries, so many failed businesses he's had. Do you really want Trump America to be the next failed business he runs? They understand they are not going to move until the people express enough dislike. It has to be probably about 70-75%. At least. Before they'll do what needs to be done. Unless you guys start going nuts and start getting in the street and start going kooky, in which case they can move forward anyways. So just, I mean, if you're going to go into the streets, be calm, be safe, be rational. Do not be violent. Do not listen to anyone who's trying to egg you on to do something violent. Just, if you want to chant, sure. You want to bang a drum, sure. You want to show your sign, sure. Anything of violence, don't do it. And anyone who's doing violence, call them out and move away from them. Start moving the fucking whatever you're just try and get everybody to move away from them because they're going to get you shot. I'm not even fucking kidding. When the military comes in, what do you think they're going to do? Well, they were all. How can I tell them from the crowd? Because they were over there. When they tried to come over here, we moved over here. And when they fucking came over here, we moved over fucking here. And finally said, dude, stay the fuck away from us with that bullshit. You're not with us. We're not with you. If you want to do that over there. Otherwise, we're going to tune you the fuck up. So keep protesting. It's working. You can tell because the old heads are coming out. The more I won't say elderly or senior, the statesmen and women who usually don't come out and say anything, but are very, very, very clear in what they say, very pointed in what they ask, because they know, they've read the back of the box of this game. They usually don't get bothered because when you're planning for the future, several things you can do. You can test the waters with basically a freshman. They don't know better, and they're idealistic, and they're whatever. So if you can meet a mentor that is more than likely corrupt as fuck, love what you're doing. Yeah, I used to be. Now I'm too rooted. I can't do that anymore. I got too much seat to lose. But I mean, if I could go back, I would fight that hard. I wish I could fight as hard as you're fighting right now, but I got too much to lose right now. So, but if you never need my vote, you can count on me. Even just that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep on going. When they tell me to shut up, I'm gonna remember that elder. Oh yeah, I'm a junior. I've been here for a while, man. This is like my fourth, fifth time being here. Don't really hear from you. No. No. Why? There's too much on the line to waste on going some new experimental ideology. Notice Mitch McConnell only comes forward to say when it gets really egregious. Other than that, you're quiet, McConnell, about Musk, about all this other stuff, about everything that's going on. And then it finally crosses the line, then he comes out of his shell. Well, I don't like it one bit, and I'm not going to stop it. But they should be ashamed. Democrats know better because the thing is, it's like, again, when you get up that high, you realize that left and right are just legs of the same torso called America. And so you're walking left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right. That's for the little midterm elections in there. Where are we going? I don't know, but they've got our best interest at heart. You sure? Uh-huh. Why? Because they're liars. Okay, so then that means that they don't lie? Mm-hmm. It's binary. If they lied, they're telling the truth. That makes sense. I'm going to join your team. Yeah. What if they're both lying? You're not allowed on the team. Ted Cruz would not lie to me. He stands for truth and justice and the American way and going to Cancun while we freeze. Well, I tell you what, I would rather that than voting for fucking Hillary Clinton and her emails. Benghazi, anybody? They arrested her like at least 17 times for that. Slippery bitch, always sneaking her way around that. Oh, they didn't find anything? Deceitful bitch. She hit it all, didn't she? That's what those, yeah, oh. They should get in there and try and find those 34. Oh, they found them? And then they found a lot of top secret stuff in there? No? Signal thing with Hegseth was way, way, way fucking worse. Still, I'd rather vote for Trump than her. She's a fucking loser. She lost the election. Right, because you didn't vote for her. Because she's a fucking loser. Yeah, shut the fuck up. As I said in one of my past things, man, it's getting to a point where some of these people, it's almost self-defense if I fucking take them the fuck out. You're gonna get me killed, man. Your stupidity is gonna get one of the two of us killed. I'm not saying, I mean, film the whole fucking thing so it'd be like, Your Honor, I rest my case. Like, yeah, that was some moronic shit. One of the two of you was probably gonna die pretty soon. Right? Within a couple of months. That motherfucker's gonna get me killed. That stupid shit. South will rise. Get the fuck out of here, dude. They got smacked down last time. Just say the Nazis. And this is the teams that you're trying to say are equal with the United. Just get the fuck out of here. I get Project Paperclip has fucked your brain all the fuck up where you don't know enemy from friend, but I mean, all you have to think is like, is this really in my best interest? No. Probably theirs? Yeah. Okay. Oh, both sides, Democrat and Republican. We could do something different. Yeah. Like we could get constitutional congregation together. Mensa, regular people. Doctors, everybody, and then we can figure out based on the Constitution with the constitutional scholars there and some federal judges, retired and whatever. Have as many people, including like police officers, have as many people there as possible. If it's going to be we the people, it shouldn't be just the rich people or just the politicians hacking this up. And find a way to make it actually work. The idea that they had isn't working. Not in this iteration, not with the limitations of that 200 plus year old piece of paper. It wasn't written by God. It's actually antithetical to the Bible. Any religion you want. I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but the first commandment is, I'm the Lord thy God, you shall have no other gods before me. So any God, they don't conflict, they're not together. Thou shalt not kill, Second Amendment, right to bear arms. Only reason most of you say I gotta have a gun to protect myself in case someone breaks into my house. Okay? That's fine if you're not a believer in the Bible. But if you believe in the Bible, fear not that which can kill your physical, but him that can kill your spiritual, your everlasting soul. So, if again, kill me. We'll settle up later and pray that I stay down when you kill me, because they killed Jesus. And in my belief structure, he didn't stay that way. I'm pretty positive the 3 days was to show that the world's still spinning. Yeah? The world's still going. Everybody has memory of what's going on, right? Okay, now get up. Therefore, one, you've defeated death. You're over death. Two, it wasn't by your hand because you're dead as shit. You, sir, are dead. Just as Lazarus was dead when you told him to rise. Shut up. As above, so below. So God's like, okay, get up, stop playing. That was weird. I was fucking dead. Yeah. Ready to come home? Yeah. This place sucks. That hurt. But you alright? Yeah. You mad? No. Not at you. The fact that it's not going to help any of these fucking stupid shitheads because they're not going to get it because they think I am you. Forgive them, man. They don't know what they're doing, dude. Yeah, that's kind of what you're here for. Right. Damn, Dad, that's slick as shit. So I'm done? Yeah, you can just go do whatever the fuck you need to do now. Need anything else? Not right now, man. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. No problem. Glad I could help. And if anyone comes talking shit about how I am you, if you want me to set them straight, let me know. And, nah. I think they and I, we'll have a face-to-face talk about that. Hey, Jesus. Nope. Try again. Buddha? Cold. Cold, and making me mad. I give up then. Back to the line. But no, I mean, I just don't think it's very far away. For one, like I said, I've been made several promises through the Bible, things I've read. And I've seen some incredible shit through my life. And just the more time goes on, the more that book is proven correct. And I see how it'll play out. Do I have any dates? No, only God has the dates. What am I? I have no fucking clue, man. I'm here to fucking watch this shit go down. I might be just a witness to the thing, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, but I do know that all the shit I've been saying since 1990, and don't get me wrong, my point was that Republican or Democrat, if you take full, complete control of the government, there are no checks and balances. None. That was my point back in the fucking, and everybody said, no, there's how are you going to get, all three branches and then also get all those people to defy the Constitution and yada, yada. Oh, how? How are you going to get constitutional judges to look the fucking other way while the Constitution is trampled on? Cops won't go along with just grabbing citizens off the fucking, no, but January 6th people probably that were pardoned. Oh, they're probably feeling so fucking cock happy. They're actually a militia now. ICE special agents, probably deputized by the president himself. Has anyone checked on them, where they're at? What they're doing? Are they back at work? Anybody? I mean, these are people that attacked police officers. Any watch on them at all? Any updates from them on social media? So glad to be home. Anything? Nothing? No, of course not. They're too busy wearing masks and picking up people and shaving their heads and probably tattooing some of them. Being honest, that's probably one thing they're gonna start doing. Tattooing them. Like I said, never mind the fact that it looks like a fresh tattoo. They'll say he just got it done the other night. That's how we know. The tattoo parlor alert is. And then they just have the tattoo guy who gave it to him. Like, yep, that was what I did. I see a lot of MS-13 coming through here. Oh, go fuck yourself, dude. You know, notice as soon as we get like one enemy under control, suddenly there's another one that we never heard of. The Taliban, the fucking Al Qaeda, Trinidad de Aragua, whatever that is, the MS-13. It's always something new, another boogeyman group. And what's even worse is like how bad they want you to be afraid when we have the biggest military in the world. They want to act like we're the toughest fucking people on the block, but at the same time, ah! They could be anywhere. Right behind you. Your gardener. The person you're talking to on the internet. Could be anyone. Don't worry, as soon as you die, we'll solve your murder and we'll get it. We'll stop them though, because we're badasses. Why can't you stop before I get murdered? It's more. They put the puzzle, on like the third or fourth murder. They give us a puzzle, and that's where we get off. Solving those puzzles, because I mean, come on, solving the murder is fine, but cracking that cipher, dear God, that's where it's at. Oh, that's where it's at. And sure, 5, 6 of you have to die, and they have to think they got away with it. But, oh, the puzzle keeps us busy for so long. These guys are actually pretty smart. We're usually smarter, but every now and again, oh, and those puzzles are so worth your life. Or just your fear, either one. I'll take either one, I don't care. Oh man, we've been having this poll going on. You guys just been arguing up a storm, haven't you? Yeah, three-way tie as usual. I'm gonna end this before he gets into more fighting. It's getting gross in the fucking. That's not necessary, guys. That's just fuck. That's rude. How rude. 1 hour and 30 minutes. What? Have you no shame? Have you nothing better to do? Have you no name to call yourself? I never did like that song, Went Through the Desert on a Horse with No Name. Never liked it. Mainly because there ain't no one for to give you no name. If it wasn't for that, I think if I could have found another line that might have worked, and there's another one I remember that I didn't like also. It's just awkward. And there I'm just like, how did this get popular, man? I don't get it. So Sever Ties, I think I finally got that a bit better. We're gonna save that, and we're gonna close that. Oh, now closing the close. Let's do a mastering session with. I can mute the mic. I've talked for an hour and 30 minutes. Let's just master a little bit. Mastering the track. That's what we like to do. No, I don't want a newer version. Okay, Okay, so I've got several ties. Ooh, I can do several things to it to make it a little more interesting. Let's go ahead and song, import file. Several ties. Let's get the WAV file, the bigger file. Now we need to stretch U. Loop is active. Bring you down there. And reset. Copy. Paste. And edit. Paste. So I can do 3 different things with the same file. Save as. Mastering. Save test. Arc. So I think the mix is pretty good. That's pretty good. You want to do good. You know, you want to give 110%. I think we did 110%. You know, you just want to go out there your team to do good and play good. And I think we played pretty good. Just go out there and give 110%. So, gotta play good, you know, and 110%.
It's on the kiss of death, says she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe it's all the same.
I was thinking about doing some like, you know, talking while doing the mastering and compression and stuff like that, but I'll probably save that for some other time. Like I said, we're at an hour and 35 minutes. I'm just trying to put something together for this song, get a little bit more of a mastered, finished feel to it. Otherwise, I explain all that I'm doing. But if anyone's interested in that, hit the comment section. I'll be happy to break down like an entire mix. I'll just go through like just one, like an hour long on just guitars, and just mix and work on them and do whatever. I mean, I don't mind breaking an entire song down to all the different pieces. I'm just in a hurry trying to keep things interesting and keep it moving, so I don't really focus on any one when I'm doing these live. I'd be happy to focus on it, because like I said, when I come back later on to mix and master off screen, I do the bulk work, you know what I mean, of setting levels, and then I do fine-tune work when I'm getting ready to do the album. So, back to fine-tune, do that bulk work.
It's on the kiss It's on the kiss of death. Says she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling flying. Maybe it's all the same.
fuck. See if I go mute here. I'll have to watch it now, because if that crackle doesn't actually come through, it sometimes comes through. If it doesn't come through, then I'm just gonna fuck that. I'll just mute here. I do that shit way too often. Alright, so. This one's an in-depth compressor. Sorry about the squeal there. It hurt me worse than you, if it helps. I need something else. Oh, PSP would be good, but no. No. This is something I usually don't. I can mix it free. Sure. These are all going to be free plugins. Is that a bus compressor? That is a bus compressor. Okay. Then we'll go into an EQ. Do you want to do Brit channel? No. Max backs. Okay. That's supposed to be very transparent EQ. And then we want a compression of some sort. Comper. But you have a limiter. Y'all on. Let's just do the comper and see what happens. Dinosaur. I don't know why I like saying that, because I know why I like saying it, but dinosaur.
Nothing
Let's do one more just for shits and giggles. What should I do on this one? Turn back arc reality. Alright, so let's do that. What we want to do for processing. Definitely plug in the lines ones I haven't tried. Let's try like a mastering compressor, one of these, not the AMEC. The bus compressor. I could start out with the Townhouse, but there's so many other compressors I could use. Do the Master Desk Pro. And they'll show us, like, I mean, it's kind of a shortcut tool. Yeah, it's got everything you need right here. So let's see what happens with this, and then arc is on.
Yes, on the kiss of death, says she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist
So I will export all three of these and see what happens. I might even export a copy with Ozone just to see what Ozone can do, if it can do a better job. If nothing else, I can listen to what it has to say about my mix, what can be corrected. I don't have any input. I would love to have input from someone who actually knows what the fuck they're doing, you know. I'm using a bunch of stuff like Arc and Sienna to correct my room and stuff. So it's going to be virtualized, so it's definitely not going to be correct. Unless Arc is just so badass that it actually corrects the room. But it doesn't sound like it. Let me see if I can do it. You should do it with a pencil all the time. You just get the right spot. Mr. Battle. What? You stop doing that? I could. I think your question was, will I? Remember that earlier when you were saying about that? Can I? Yes. Will I? Well, I can promise I won't do it more in class, but I mean, what about when I leave here? I can't make a promise like that. Then I'd be lying to you.
It's on the kiss of death, said she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe. It's on the kiss of death, said she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe it's all. It's on the kiss of death, said she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe it's all the same.
Every time I stop, there's like a dog out there barking. I'm not sure if he's like, oh, it's too loud. I'm like, so is your barking, bitch. And I hear you barking all the fucking time. You'll live with it. one thing walking has shown to me is like how many dogs are actually there when you're walking around. They don't really like when they're barking. They're not really. They either want attention or they want to go back inside. But they're out there on the fucking chain, so they can't. Yeah. So they bark at you. Like a couple of them were like after I was watching them, and they would like they turned their head and they weren't even looking at me anymore, but they're still barking. Their tail was just wagging away, like like they were happy. And they're looking at the door, and I'm like, "Oh, you just want to go inside?" And he's just barking at as loud as he can. And then eventually, someone's like, "Come on, stop it!" And I was like, pretty smart guy, pretty smart." But man, during the wintertime, there's so many dogs that be outside. It's like, dude, how you gonna let your dog go out there and shit in the cold, and then just leave him out there?
It's on the kiss of death, said she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe it's all the same.
Okay, those will be mixed out here in a second. I can give a listen to them all, and not the whole thing, dear God. I think I'd go nuts. And I wrote the fucking thing. So yeah, tip number fucking 35.6/B QZ9er. Write songs that you like. Because you're going to have to listen to the fuck out of them if you're going to be mixing them yourself. Or get someone else who just really likes music and wants to mix for you. That's the next, whatever the next number for that would be. From that one, the next tip would be to find an engineer producer that is like obsessed with your music and your personal vision of what you want your music to do. Otherwise, if you want it done right, you gotta do it yourself. And I'm still haven't done it right. I'm still trying to do it myself. Let's try this out.
It's on the kiss of death, says she's only playing games. Hard to nail her down with so many other names. Kiss down with so many other names. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe it's all the same. I'll take the hit again, and round we go. Down and down as if no one was supposed to know. Open up my eyes. A twist of fate, a twist of knife, and takes the blame. Falling, flying, maybe it's all the same.
All these different mixes of different tracks and stuff that I've done. I just like mixing, man. I really like just mixing and mastering. It doesn't have to be the final one because I've already released all these songs. Um, some of these are just to like try out new plugins and new tactics and new tricks and stuff. But Severtise is already out there. And I've never been happy with the mix, and still I don't unless I listen to it out there in the other room and it sounds good. I'm still not happy with it. Um, but I'm trying to learn a little bit slowly but surely. It definitely sounded like the guitars were way too loud. I usually have they're way too weak. You know, it's all a matter of finding that right balance, and I'll eventually I'll get it. Again, if like I said, working with the arc and stuff, find out which ones have the actual best mix and stuff, and if it sounds better to mix with the Sienna at that level to get the set the levels, that's what the fuck I do, and then get the frequencies after that with the arc, because I know with the Sienna I'm not getting good final mixes. I keep on forgetting I'm broadcasting here. I'm thinking it's just the screen. Um, but yeah, so what fucking long has this been? Over 4 hours and 77 minutes. Yeah, we're at 37 hours and 26 minutes and 38 seconds, which means it's time for the weekly opinion poll. Does it matter? Sometimes. Itchy foot. Yeah, it was me. And where's the beef? Not the bead, the beef. If you don't know where the beads are, then you pushed them in too far. So, new poll. Doesn't matter. Your options are sometimes, itchy foot. Yeah, it was me. And where's the beef? Alright? So those are your options. I keep moving you around. I can't ever find you. So there you are right there. Poll's over. You lost.